clinched the postseason for the 7th straight year, and this time it is the fastest in Raptors franchise history that they have clinched a playoff spot, and what a game it was last night in Golden State. And I just want to apologize to you guys for not uploading the video last night, but as you guys, I'm going to straighten that out. As you guys can probably understand, I was dead. I was completely knocked out cold. I got about midway through the third quarter, and then the next thing I know, it's 4:30 in the morning. So I'm like, oh gosh, well, I can't do a video because I got to go to work in about an hour and a half. So I apologize to you guys for not uploading it last night, but let's talk about it because there was a lot of good things going on tonight. First things first, I think I can speak for every single basketball fan in the world, or at least North America, when I say this. As much as I'm a Raptor fan, and as much as I love the Raptors became champions and beat the Golden State Warriors, it was so nice seeing Steph Curry back on the court again. I understand I'm a Raptor fan, and I get it that I wanted to beat him yesterday, and I wanted to beat him in the playoffs, and I didn't like him for making big shots and all that. Of course we don't. But a guy as good as he is, you want him out there. Same thing with Kevin Durant. You want him out there as much as possible and as healthy as possible. So seeing him go down like that, it's never a good thing. And for Curry, same deal. Same with Klay Thompson and guys like that. So it was great to see Curry back out there and working his magic and having a pretty good game. I think, he had 26 in the game or something like that? He had 23 on 6 of 16, 3 of 12 from 3. I mean, it's obviously his first game back, so you don't expect him to go all out. Now let's talk about this Raptor team, because there's a lot of guys to touch on here. First off, they come out in the first quarter and they show some offensive dominance right away. They have 32 points in the first quarter. They only allowed 27. Now let's get to the second quarter where some real fun things happened. All right? First off, the Raptors win that quarter again, 30-28, and are +7 at halftime. But in that second quarter, Terrence Davis, on an inbound, he takes the ball right up the floor. I don't know what the heck the Golden State Warriors defense are sniffing, but clearly it wasn't playing defense because he runs right down the lane and throws it down. Terrence Davis, my goodness, he's got hops. And then probably 3-4 minutes later, one-on-one with Marquise Chris drives on him and throws it down. Oh, Terrence Davis II. This guy's a freak. And this game was on TNT as well, so people are getting a good look at Terrence Davis and seeing what he's all about. And we're all like, we found another one. Fred VanVleet 2.0, boys. And we're loving him. Now, I don't know how Terrence Davis actually did in the game. He had 10 points in 17 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field. So, again, not great, but not bad. In double figures for TD2, so good job there. Let's get to the third quarter, and the Raptors, their offense kind of shrivels up a tad bit, and they kind of get a little lackluster defensively. And when this team gets lackluster defensively, it's kind of like a revolving door. You know, they allowed 33. They only scored 27. You were -6. You were only up by 1 heading into the fourth quarter, and things weren't good. At one point, the Raptors were down by a couple in the fourth quarter. And then Pascal Siakam. You know, there's been a lot of criticism over him over the last little while about taking tough shots and, learning how to play as the number one option, and he's still learning. It's his first season as it, and teams are firing doubles at him, and he's getting a little lost, and he's getting a little shot happy. He doesn't want to get in the paint because he doesn't want to get doubled, or I don't know what it is, but, he's having a tough time. But I want to give Pascal Siakam nothing but respect and credit where it is due. Yes, was he having a rough game? Absolutely. He only finished the game with 17 points on 5 of 17 shooting. However, he made 2, not 1, but 2 incredible shots late in this game with like a minute and a half left and then under a minute to play. Makes big time buckets to seal this game away. One was a beautiful off the dribble move. I think it was on Pascal. And he drives on him. It was high off the glass and in. The other one was an and one. It's a beautiful play. Takes the contact, gets the shot up, and makes it happen. Big time plays for Pascal Siakam. Yeah, before that, he only made 3 field goals. And he was like 3 of 15. That's terrible. But the fact that he made the big shots when his team needed him to be big, that 5 of 17 means absolutely nothing to me. It just does. That's for, I don't know if you can all agree with me on that. I think we all can. But when a guy gives me 20 in the first quarter and then nothing the rest of the way and you lose, it means nothing. But when a guy like Pascal gives you only 17 and he shot a bad percentage and he was 0 of 7 from 3, he had a really tough time shooting, but he made 2 huge clutch baskets late in this game to seal the win. The sub 20 point performance, the 5 of 17, the 0 of 7 from 3, it's completely washed away. It doesn't matter anymore. Because he came up big when the team needed him to and got his team that victory. Now, obviously, he wasn't the main guy in this game. We'll get to who was in a bit because there's a couple of them. And I got a lot of respect for what Pascal did there in that fourth quarter. He really, really found a way to grind it down and make it happen. I really love what we saw from him. Now let's get to some numbers here real quick. Raptors shoot 48% from the field. They only shoot 41. So again, the defense of the Raptors doing a job as usual. 32% from 3 from the Toronto Raptors. Not very pretty. And they were only 27%, 14 for 52. Didn't help that Curry was 3 of 13. But again, like I said, it's his first game back. You can't expect him to drop 30 and be perfect from 3. You just can't expect that from a guy like that right when coming back into the lineup. Raptors were also 28 for 31 from the free throw line, knocking down the free throws. That's exactly what you want to see. 90% from the line. They were 19 for 25, 76%. Raptors got out-rebounded like crazy. And the funny thing was, Serge Ibaka was back in the game. Yeah, we got out-rebounded like crazy. 52 to 39. That's awful. And the offensive glass, ready for this? 14-3. That's bad. That's real bad. They had 34 assists today. They were moving the ball. Ideally, how many assists did Steph have in the game? He only had 7, but again, 7 they probably didn't have before. So, the Raptors have 28 assists, so it's nothing to snub your nose at. Raptors, and this is where the big things kick in. 10 steals to their 4, 3 blocks to their 5. We only had 11 measly turnovers. Huge. They had 15 turnovers. Points to the paint were 42-40 in favor of Toronto. Second chance points, obviously they dominated us on the offensive glass. So, of course, they're going to win that category 18-3. But the Raptors, what they do best is get out and run. And the Raptors crushed them, absolutely crushed them in the fast break. 34-14. And that's when this team is at their best, when their defense is leading to their offense, which get buckets, as Jack Armstrong always loves to say. You know, I mean, it was a great job, and they did a really good job. I mean, look, was it a pretty game? No. But it's W. And it's great, because it was in Golden State, and they were booing Kyle Lowry. Not really sure why. I mean, I guess because we beat them? I don't know. I mean, then again, we do not like LeBron James, but I think there's a bigger, much, much bigger difference. But we're not going to get into that kind of stuff. Let's get to these numbers here real quick. And a guy that I think is really starting to take some form, and I'm hoping it's contagious and consistent and playoff worthy. OG Anunoby, guys. Not only is this guy going to give you the insane defense that he brings, 14 points, 4 rebounds for OG, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 steals. That's where OG always lives, and he was a plus 11. OG Anunoby with a big-time game last night for the Raptors, and I was really impressed with what we saw with him last night. A really good job by OG, and we talked about Pascal's numbers. Serge Ibaka, first game back, he played 30 minutes, 13 points, 13 rebounds, had 3 assists, 6 of 11 shooting, 1 of 3 from 3, and he had a block in the game. Serge comes in right away and gives you a double-double. Big time for Serge Ibaka. Now let's get to the guys that really won this game for the Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry, and you guys hear that crazy stat? Game 6 of the NBA Finals, where the Raptors clinched and won. Lowry's stat line was 26 and 10. What did he end with today? Or last night, I guess. 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists. Crazy. It's crazy numbers there. 6 of 14 shooting for Lowry. 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Big time there. And 4 of 12 from 3. He had 2 steals in the game. He's a +1 when he was on the floor. And my MVP in this game, by far, Norman Powell. Not only did he sometimes carry the offense, he drops a career high 37 points for Norman Powell in the game last night. 3 rebounds, couple assists, shot 13 of 21. That's really efficient. 7 of 7 from the line. Beautiful. 4 of 8 from 3. Yes, please. 3 steals in the game as well, and he was a +7. What a game by Norman Powell. And I think we are seeing a young star growing every single game. He's averaging 16.4 points a game, almost 4 rebounds a game, shooting 50%, shooting 39.5% from 3, shooting 84% from the line. Norman Powell is playing at all-star caliber numbers lately. And the streak continues of a 20-plus point performance since coming back from his injury. He has been playing insanely good, has Norman Powell, and it's really good to see. Pat McCaw, other than the really nice pass to Chris Boucher, no points in 24 minutes. Couple rebounds, 3 assists. He took 1 shot. It was a wide-open 3, and he missed it. And it was a +5, so he didn't really hurt the team, I guess. But, God, he's a liability on offense. Anyways, Terrence Davis, 17 minutes, 10 points, couple boards, 4 assists on 3 of 7 shooting, 3 of 3 from the line. He was 1 of 3 from beyond the arc, and he was a +10 while he was on the floor. And yet, Patrick McCaw plays 7 more minutes than him. Sure. Okay, whatever you say, coach. And obviously with Ibaka back, Chris Boucher only plays 8 minutes, 2 points at the board, 1 of 2 shooting. And he was a +9 in those 8 minutes, but a big-time night for the Raptors in this one. I was really impressed with what this team did yesterday. The grinded-out mentality, and they got a win. You know, back-to-back dubs for the Raptors. So after losing, 3 in a row, they've now won 2 straight and getting back in the win column, and that's exactly what you want to see. Obviously, the Golden State Warriors are 14-49, not a very good basketball team. However, you saw from just last night, bringing out like Steph Curry back, I understand he wasn't 100% healthy, but even having that presence, it changes the entire complexity of a game. It really does. And, you know, credits to Steph Curry for coming back and making an impact. And I really credit the guy because, you know, we heard when the initial injury happened for Steph that, you know, he was going to be out for the year. And in a season where going into that game last night, they were 14-48. But he wanted to come back and play. That shows you the type of guy he is. And that is why I have utmost respect for Steph Curry. As much as we face him in the finals, and if we lost him, I'd probably hate his guts. But I don't like his guts anyways. But I respect him for it. I really do. So I give him that. Now, Raptor fans, our focus now turns. Raptors have a couple days off, which is nice for them. Friday and Saturday off. And then Sunday, they're in Sacramento taking on the Kings. The 9 o'clock tip-off there as Raptors look for win number 3 in a row. And the Sacramento Kings are playing better basketball lately, but they're not a very good basketball team. 8 games under 500, 27-35. And even though you're on the road, what injuries do they have? Rashawn Holmes, and that's it. But nonetheless, that's a game you want to win. And then you have Utah on the second night of a back-to-back. You play them on the Monday night. So the Raptors need to come out there on Sunday and really put a hit into them, because you want to be able to be rested, ready to go for Utah on Monday, because that's games like, I don't care what the score was when Utah came here. Totally different team, totally different feel. They've won 3 straight. They're 39-22, a very good basketball team, and they're going to be in their own barn, which I'm actually going to check right now what their record is at home compared to away. They're 18-13 on the road, which is actually very good, and they're 21-9 on their home floor. So if you're the Raptors, you're going in there. That's a really good team you're facing. I don't know injuries-wise what they're dealing with. I'm not too sure what they got. Nothing. So, you know, for the Raptors, you just got to find a way. And you got the back-to-back coming up, so it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a fight. But you want to start off the back-to-back on a good note. So you're in Sacramento on Sunday at 9 o'clock. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game there last night, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, thoughts on the video. And, guys, MVP from last night's game, would you give it to Lowry, the 26-10? Would you give it to Pascal for those last 2 shots, even though I don't think you should really give it to him for that? Would you give it to Norman Powell? I already said he's my MVP. 37 points, a career high for him. He was incredibly efficient shooting and had 3 steals in the game. He's my MVP. If you have anybody else, let me know in the comments below, guys. Twitter is down below for myself as well. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Patreon link is down below. So if you are interested in signing up for that, the link is down in the description. All right, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition later on tonight, hopefully, if I'm still awake, as the Leafs are in Anaheim taking on the Ducks. The 10 o'clock puck drop there. Jack Campbell and John Gibson are the expected goaltenders in that game tonight at 10. And as for our Raptors, as we talked about, their next contest is on Sunday in Sacramento. 9 o'clock tip-off there as the Raptors look to get back into the win column. No, they've won 2 straight. They look for their 3rd straight victory in Sacramento. 9 o'clock tip-off there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.